A very good morning. Today we are going to discuss about neuro marketing. It's a new concept. It is not exist in India, but it exists in developed countries like US. How the neuro marketing is influencing consumer decision making. You know what is neuro marketing? First, you want to know what is neuro marketing. The neuroscience and marketing together converted as a neuromarketing. It's bridging the gap between neuro and marketing. That's what we are called as a neuromarketing. Neuromarketing is use the brain activities, scanning to understand the consumer behavior because the brain, it is a phenomenal or most important parts of a human body. The brain will works when your brain connected with the nerve system, all the nerves of your body, it has been connected to your brain. It will act how it works, your wavelength, everything will be connected. The beyond traditional research. Only traditional research in the sense, and the consumer, the agency, ad agency, marketers, scientists, and companies would get the feedback or information about consumer to directly ask them through survey method, the questionnaire which were created and give it to them and ask their responses towards the product. Today we are not like this because today we are directly scanning the consumer brain with the different methods we have that we are going to be discussed one by one and later. Next, neuromarketing. Neuromarketing is a study of how the people's brain respond towards advertising and other brand related message by scientifically monitoring the brainwave activity, eye tracking, and skin responses. These are the neuromarketing techniques are used to study the brain to predict consumer decision making behavior because consumer has to take behavior decisions how they are taking response towards the brand images or brand messages or products whatever maybe through advertisement while you're seeing the advertisement how you are reacting towards that everything should have been monitored and measured in a different way. That's what we are saying about eye tracking system, fMRI system, and EEG system, and the many methods we are following. That system I will tell you later one by one. The neuromarketing is an emerging branch of neuroscience because the scientists only researching about the brainial activities and it's a together of academician and brain people together they will be acting an advertisement neuromarketing to consumers reaction towards particular brand slogan and advertisement. It used the neuromarketing with the neuroscience subconscious consumer decision making process. It's a reveal of your consumer subconscious. Example, when the company Pepsi and Coke company, they want to understand how the brain activities towards cool drinks. They kept in a flying bull fold research they have done. So they kept the cool drinks on the table and asked the person to taste it. When they are tasting, how they are reacting. After some times, again, they are asked them to be taste. It how it is react, how the taste is, how your expression, that everything may monitored by the neuroscientist, and they were given the feedback about it. The same kinds of drinks when they are tasting, it's react the similar reaction. the same reaction what I've done early. So that is what they are found the taste of Pepsi and Coke company has found the reaction, how they are response towards that. The neuromarketing is the newest emerging field, is on the steps to achieving the goal. The combination of neuro and marketing implies the merging of two field of the study, neuroscience and marketing. Why does the consumer decide to buy on a product instead of another? That's obviously when the companies or manufacturer a service provider to understand why they are buying that particular brand, why they are not, why don't they buy our product. The question is always asking by themselves. Because even though when I feel if the somebody is trading well, I'm not studying well. So what I can do? Why? How he is studying well? Why I can't? The question is always hang in our mind because of his best. We are not best. That's what we will ask question. So the same questions will arise among by ourselves. The company should ask why consumers are buying that product brand, why not? That's what the decisions process and also consumer behavior focused on improving their information available about the product and sales marketing action, making them more effective from a clear direction of where and how the consumer is most sensitive to stimulus, where the intention will comes, where the stimulate work stimulate yourself to purchase a particular brand that want to be identified. So for that we can go for neuroscience. We can have the brain. We have been divided into four categories. One is a frontal loop, another is a partial loop, now occipital loop, and temporal loop. The four category has been divided. Your brain. The red is denotes your frontal loop, and partial loop is denote yellow color, and occipital loop is denotes your navy blue, and light blue is denotes a temporal loop. These four categories, why they are divided brain. You know the brain each in a cerebellum and cerebellum and obligator. These things will divide your amygdala. These four categories, why we are divided in the sense, each and every parts have some certain kinds of functions that we want to be identified. We want to know about it. The frontal lobe will decide about a personality and emotions, judgment and planning, problem solving and reward center. These all about your brand. It's a product. The brain will decide it. Frontal loop will be doing these all things, and partial loop. What it's doing, interpret the signal from the vision, hearing, the motor sensory, and memory. Because we have the sensory system in your body, because the sensory system, when you are seeing something, the nerves send the message to your brain. Nerve cells will send the message to your brain. The brain will react, either cerebellum or cerebellum will react towards it what exactly the people are expecting to have. So this is what we are doing your brainal activities. That is what the brain is interrupt. What is it? Either it's right or wrong, good or bad, or how it is looks like. That everything the judgmental will goes towards that. And occipital. It also interrupt the vision, color, light, and movement. You know very well why all the garments and textile showrooms are having heavy lights, white light, because it's given the brightness to what's dress or textiles. Cloth, because the cloth will shows the brighter when you are coming out from the shop, and the color will a little bit dim, but when you are seeing inside the showroom it looks very bright because the color will make sense. That's what. And temporal loop, it's a memory and a hearing and sequencing and organization. Because memory of always the consumer and the strong brand will resides in the consumer minds and heart of the consumer. It will decide because it will give the prioritizations. Which brand it comes to your mind? When I'm seeing some brand, when I'm going to be purchased paste, it suddenly comes Colgate. Why? Because of it's in my mind. It's memorized. That's what we are. Neuroscience will shows your frontal lobe and partial lobe and occipital lobe and temporal lobe will be there. Then conscious to subconscious to conscious thoughts. Obviously, as a human being brain, the conscious and subconscious mind will always say right things. We will take a decision through subconscious mind. Because the subconscious mind is always saying right things. Sometimes we will be rejecting the subconscious mind that will go for wrong. That's what we always believe in your subconscious. 95 percentage of decisions made here, subconscious thoughts. Because the subconscious thoughts will be go fast and more emotion driven and cares about here and there. And conscious mind will go for logical thoughts because it goes somewhat slow and effortful and future focused and not primary drivers of decision making. These are all about conscious mind, and subconscious mind will decide your decisions of your brain. That's what a brain will be headed reptilian brain, lobic brain, and neocortex things. With the reptilian brain, we call this heart rate and breathing balance and compulsive behavior. Because reptilian brain will shows these all how your heart rate towards things and the compulsive behavior and the sense of attraction towards the brand or product which makes you to sense. And the limbic brain will always is memories of emotions, value judgment, gut feelings. And neocortex, it always languages, abstract thoughts, and imagination, consciousness. That everything will comes. The young brain, the brain has been, we can divide it into two, three categories. One is a new brain that is called rational brain, middle brain, and reptilian brain that's called the old brain. The young brain thinks, process rational data. The middle brain will feel, it process the emotions and feelings of the gut. The old brain decide takes into account an input from other two brains, but the old brain is actual cause of the decision because the reptilian brain, the old brain, the only person to take decision because it's fast but limited, present on effortless and unconscious and uncontrollable. Because the reptilian brain is uncontrollable when it feels so happy. And because when you are going for any, so like kids when they are going to mall, when they are seeing the candy shop, they feel very joyful and they feel more conscious and very happy because that much emotions they will be given towards things. That is what we can have repeatedly. And the next concept we are going to discuss the neuromarketing techniques. There are more, four or five techniques we are following. One is the EEG, another one is fMRI, another one is eye tracking, and last face recording. These four major methodology and techniques we are using to neuromarketing. First, EEG, the electroencephalography. What electroencephalography is doing exactly? Electroencephalography measuring the brain activities non-invasively. fMRI, functional magnetic resonance image, it's a detects the changes in the blood flow to identify the active brain regions. An eye tracking system. The tracks the visual attention, revealing what capture interest. Facial coding that analyze the facial expressions to gauge the emotional response. Now we are going to discuss one by one what is EEG, what is fMRI, what is eye tracking, what is facial coding that we are going to discuss one by one. So neuromarketing tools, we have the different categories we will be divided. Recording the metabolic activities in the brain, metabolism. And regarding the electrical activities in the brain, let's say electroencephalography is doing, and encephalography, and steady state topography, Many things we are going to be used, and without recording the brain activities, eye tracking, skin continence, and facial coding, and facial electromyography. We all have. Then first we are going to discuss about what is fMRI. fMRI is a functional magnetic resonance image. It tracks the blood flow with continuous measurement. It is prices and a good tool for tracking activities deep in the subcortical regions of the brain, subcortical. And fMRI methods is currently the most popular amongst the marketing companies since it is utilized mainstream technology to produce a clear image of real-time brain activity. fMRI technology gives the people the opportunities to actually visualize and the activity patterns in their brain. The harder a specific area of a brain is working, the more oxygen is required. So when we fMRI machine scan the brain, it pick up on the area with the concentrated amount of hemoglobin and displays them as the regions of a high mental activity of the computer screen. Why fMRI we are doing, we need a spacious time, air spaces, ventilation is required. And as well as we need hemoglobin, how it's a react. Hemoglobin cells will work, how it is going to be display them in the regions of your mental activities. That the flow of blood, what I've said, it will be enthusiastic, it works more actively. And it seeks to understand. We will be understand how the brain is, how the people are, how the brain is a respond towards marketing stimuli, and how this can be used to influence the consumer decision making. That everything will be checked over there because we can understand how the brain is, because when you are scanning head or the brainal activities, how the blood cell is actively reacting towards seeing something that they will be doing. And EEG, electroencephalography. EEG measures the electric product of brain activities. Electric product, electric cells, how it is reacting when the brain undergoes a stimulus, when they are when they are feel to buy something, when they are attracted with something. A number of electrodes are placed on a scan of the subject. The certain areas in order to measure and record the electricity from the certain spot. So because the electro will be placed on your head skin, because that how the cell is reacting while you are seeing some colors, or while you are seeing some brand, or while you are seeing some product, how you are reacting, the electricity, how the electric will be the for the analysis of voltage and frequency are measured for each subject is compared with the data collected through the marketing stimuli. And the electroencephalogram use sensor placed on the subject's scalp to track the changes in the brain activity. Will be tracking your brain activities with the over the computer. They will be monitoring all because it will be connected with this. All psychologists and neuroscientists will following these things because they know how to handle it. So normal people cannot track these all the activities. As a neuroscientist can track the system because many universities are joined together, conglomerate with scientists and agency like advertising agency and other people are joined together. They will be researching about it. Then next we can go for EGC, a result identifies. It will be identify your perception, learning, memory, attention, motivation, emotions and feeling. These all the result which are gathered from EEG result identifiers. We will be identifying these are the how you are perceiving towards some brand or product and learning. So these are all the things would have been we are get information after research conducted. And eye trackers. Eye tracker, obviously, you know very well. It's an eye tracker which they will be placing records where the person fixed their observation. So for a certain amount of time, they indicating the heightened interest on the fixation point. They will be placing a eye tracker system on your head it will see, it will check your research proved through eye tracking glasses that a single eye movement takes just 200 milliseconds. 200 milliseconds. The time a product in store gets to persuade a shopper to buy it, and it only the takes one eye moment to change their behavior. Because within a second, they will be attracted with. That is what all the companies today, and nowadays every company, they are focusing even a social media or a traditional marketing system or a modern marketing system advertisement. They will be giving to capturing eye within 2 or 3 seconds. If you are attracted, either it's a logo, or either it's a symbol, or either it's a slogan, or either it's the image of the brand, or image of the product, or maybe color, or maybe the words, whatever it may be, that all should be attracted the consumer within 2 or 3 seconds. That enough to capturing eye attraction and facial coding. Then another a best the way to understanding consumer behaviors. Because facial coding involves reading the subtle muscle movement of a person's facial expression to devise their emotional response to something and perform sentiment analysis. It measures changes in facial expression that are typically uh, imperceptible to that knacked eye to identify the emotional reaction. The machine learning and deep learning is a new technology algorithm which are using to identify the facial expressions of the human being. Because of facial, the techniques, signs and symbols, more than 45,000 signs and symbols are there in the world, every country and every people. So every people have the sign. And because the smile, how you are reacting towards that, your muscles reaction. When you are smiling, your muscle will react much. When you laugh, your muscle shows something. The cell will be active more. When you are attracted with some brand, you are. I mean, when I am wearing some certain kinds of clothes, that will make me to be majestic and elegant look. That elegant look will make me to be. That's what my facial expression. When somebody is saying your dress is good, somebody is saying you are gorgeous today, somebody is saying you are handsome today, you look nice. So these are the things because the reaction, how our facial expression. That's what I am telling you. When you are seeing such kinds of brand or product, it will automatically your facial enrichment will go up. So in this, what I am telling for eye tracking and the facial coding, color contrast are more effective accent reverse because optimism, yellow color is a clarity and warmth. But the yellow color is always very optimism, the positive response towards that. And orange color, orange is friendly, cheerful. When the orange colors, when you are going for a pub or bar, disco there or some concert, the orange color will be more because they will be more friendly and cheerful. They will be enjoying much and excitement when the red color is come youthful and like bold. That excitement will comes when the red color brand, a red color product will, when the people are wearing some, mostly lot of companies are having the wrapper and packaging everything with the red color. It's because so attractive and creative. The creative, the purple color is always imaginative, wise and memory taste. The taste, everything would have been there in a creative. Therefore, purple color. And trust, that's maybe the blue. This kinds of sky blue will add dependable with the strength and convey the information to them. It's obviously all the people. And green color, the peaceful, which the green is a growth and a health. I want to tell you the example for. Starbucks company. They have a green color because their logo are green and white. Because the green is always fascinated towards very growth and nature and healthy and brain scanning philosophy. psychology will be there, and balance. It would have been the gray color, and neutral and stability will be there. The gray color. That's what the color combination is more important, because the researcher would identify in scientific. They proved this, or the colors are more effective in marketing. Why eye looks is important, because eye is a more predominant role to capturing, because the sensory organs which is work in your body, because first impression is the best impression what you are seeing. The hearing is a secondary, and when you are see the product and the brand having a good packaging, when it is a good so you see, and FedEx and Ferrari and Google and all things, Walmart, everything will be attracted with the colors. Having a good packaging, therefore, even you can take Starbucks, how the teacup is, how it is attracting us to have a pleasant and the color is matter. Color is more matter than other things, and how well ad works. Ad will works. It depends upon the color and logo simple which has been used by the company. How it's attracting towards that, and can't decide what to do. We can't decide anything. Figuring out. We can figuring out all the categorized things. How happy you are seeing, how you are happy towards that, and the fear of losing. And because obviously when you are identified, they will be go ahead settling down, need to go fast and rewiring hidden responses and testing your models and how to set the price and lay off of the websites, and everything would have been there. Then the basically the electros and functional magnetic fMRI and EEG and eye tracking and facial coding. This is how it works. First, the fMRI, I want to tell you, so detects a blood flow in the brain associated with the increased neural activity, and what it reveals about the consumers: detailed emotional response, level of engagement, recall. That will comes to an fMRI, and use set pricing, because when you are more attracted, more interest towards that, then the price the fixed by the company. Because it's a high cost, you are ready to buy. That is what they are checking, and pros and cons. The most expensive and nice method, less detailed than EEG, but consider the gold standard for measuring specific emotion must be performed in a lab. It must be for fMRI must be taken, and the research are only in the laboratories, and EEG records electrical signals on the scalp from neurons inside the brain. Because the neuron will activate, they will be measuring how it's acting, and what it requires to the consumers in the level of engagement and recall, improve ads and branding, because the main usage is to improvising the brand advertisement, how we will be improve those things, and more expensive and invasive than many other methods. And eye tracking, it detects exactly where subject direct their attention, seeing, because it's attractive where your direction is going, because the eye tracking system has been fixed in a scale that will be checking the directly the way your vision is going, and what grabs their attentions there, what grabs your attention, what confuse them. We will be thinking when you are confused, your eyes will make sense different, and speed of recognition will very fast we can recognize and improve the website design, ads and packaging, because the eye tracking system is more important. What I've said, within 2 to 3 seconds you are not attract the customer, then you never ever be attracted through eye tracking. Then it's facial coding. It identifies facial expression, your muscles will attract, and general emotional response, happiness, surprise, fear, and so on. When you are seeing something, you'll get fear. Some of the color are really irritating us. We can't use, even today we can make thousands of colors, early became limited colors. Today, they're all paint companies are giving different colors because they are using AI. The combination of one color to another color, what it will make. Many colors are made today because of due to technology. Why this is in the sense because due to and the marketing of neuro marketing, their expression of your colors attractions, how you are attracted towards the color, packaging, design, everything, improved ad content. When you are seeing an unethical advertisement, vulnerabilities are there, your facial expression will change. When the advertisement is too lengthy, your facial will be reacting. When your advertisement is too vague or not much informative, you will get distracted. You are not attention towards that because we will be change your content. That also we can check. Relatively inexpensive. It is inexpensive when we are comparatively other things. And neuromarketing's potential impact on product development. Mainly the neuromarketing, it's a potential to develop the product. That may be the flavor, added flavor, and the smell, aromas, and color, and health and fashion trends, identifying the new target groups. Logo has been created, and color scheme, packaging materials, packaging size. So early, we all are using packaging material, glass and metals. Today, everything are plastic. Today, because of the plastic paper can more attraction than other materials. When the plastic metal or plastic material we are using to create packaging, it more attraction even a cover, a wrapper, because that's more attraction. Is it when you are having a bag, when you are using a jute bag, or when you are using a cloth thread bag, or when you are using metals, glass, this is not much traction. But plastics, it's more traction because that's what they are improvising. That's what it's a booming the plastic sector today. That's why, but we want to be avoid those things because we can flexible that we can add a number of color. So we not. That is what the people are using to change packaging material, packaging size, and everything. Then, which of the companies are using neuromarketing data? Because Coca-Cola company, Google, Walmart, and GP, and all the companies are using neuromarketing data. And who are the user? Maybe the scientist, brain scientist, neurologist, and a Hollywood and advertising agency, R&D department of every companies, and Facebook and Google and more. Many more companies are using to have neuromarketing they are using and how it is works. That's what I've said early in the frontal loop and partial loop, accipital loop, and these many loops how it is reacted. That's what I'm giving this image. We can see how the frontal loop would have been there, and there are two main reason for this trend because possibility that neuroimaging will become cheaper and faster than other marketing methods. When you're when you're comparing, it is more faster and easier. You hope that neuroimaging will provide a marketer with information that is not obtainable through conventional marketing methods. We will be going for conventional method. We will be guessing, but the exactly accurate result has been given by ourselves. And decisions are often based on the subconscious process. It's influencer. Always, even a human being, when subconscious mind says it's right, it's a belief. In India, many people are believe not only in India, in the whole the world, everybody is believing the subconscious mind is right. Conscious mind is obviously some actual agent's mind must be there, but subconscious mind must have these things. And decisions are not made after receiving complete information on the contrary. Decision making occurs almost immediately and mainly immediately after obtaining the piece of information available for possible. This is what how within a second the possible information which whatever the available we will be taking decisions. Immediate decisions will taken. So that also found by the neuro scientists and neuro company. And one more thing, when the companies are doing checking, nudging things, the root and eggs, the smell which is there, that will distract for smokers. When the smokers are there, they want to be test their images with a root and egg smell. Many people are avoided to smoke, and these things would have been, and cortex and basal ganglia. This would have been here controlled action, planning, initiative, impulse control, working memory, hedonic experience, required mobilization, basal and direct response, constant evaluation, not conscious, and habit, need, desire, and automatic, everything would have been there. And neuroscience and consumer decision making, how the consumers are taking a decision with the neuromarketing. The neuroscience can shape the future theory and models in the consumer decision making and suggest where that neuroscience made can be used in the decisions of marketing research. The making a good research by the marketer and scientist people, neuroscientists, they will take in many decisions. They will decide how the market is going to be, how the consumers are preferred towards them, even they are purchasing, or they have to take decisions, and the consumer insight and internship what you have, and emotional bonding and emotional attachment and advertising and science and brain, it's all together work. We are understanding the heterogeneity and understanding the value and the computations, understanding the strategic contribution to choice, and hypothesize the generation and constraints and the new types of prediction. How we will be predicting our market with a different way and different methods. This all the way the how it's working up, and then how we are making a decisions and changing all the things would have been there. The neuromarketing for it is a potential impact on advertisement design. So poster, billboard size, color, and radio promotions, and everything would have been there to how we will be advertising. And I just have some set of questions for asking related fMRI. The brain react positively to familiar brand focus. I realize it. Is it yes or no? Agree, strongly agree, disagree, strongly disagree, disagree, neutral, agree, strongly agree. How, what you are given, what's the points you are given. The basic I want to check the people. And the next, I feel a stronger attraction towards a brand with a unique and innovative advertisement. This is what are the questions which I want to ask to the customer. We will, after the fMRI detects the brain activities related to motivation and attention and the brand preference. We are checking these all subtle cues and brand colors and jingles, packaging influence my buying decision subconsciously. Yes or no, or what you are saying, and what factors subconsciously attract you to a brand, colors, and designs. How often do you buy from a brand simply because you feel connected to it? And how do you feel about the brand using a neuroscience to understand consumer behavior? And EEG, what kind of ad do you find most engaging? How do you react to ad that create emotional excitement? How often do you feel emotionally connected to a brand advertisement? Facial coding, what kind of ad make you to be smile the most? How do you react to an ad that makes you feel surprised or excited? Have you ever purchased a product after seeing an ad that made you laugh? These all must be. These are the basic questions I track. I tend to focus on visually prominent elements, color, image, text size, and advertisement. Advertisement that gain my visual attention, models looking at a product, increasing my interest in the product. My purchase decisions are influenced by the first thing that capture my attention in an advertisement. What aspect of an ad catches your attention first? How do you typically scan an advertisement? How long do you typically look at a product before deciding whether to buy? These are the basic questions which you want to be asked by the researcher. Thank you. With this, I can conclude remaining things we will discuss next class. Thank you so much.